Hey folks, this is going to be our final weekly check-in. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and I'm just going to, in this video, cover pretty much everything we have to do for the remainder of the semester, any last minute due dates, any little changes, just reminders, things like that. So make sure to watch the whole thing if you can. Alrighty. So this week, the biggest thing is that we're working on our final project, and then our exam also opens this week. Those are the two biggest things that you need to remember. So if you have not started yet, hopefully you have, but if you have not started yet, you need to go to the projects folder at the very bottom of the modules page, click on Final Project, Carry a Virtual Exhibition. The project instructions are going to be located right here. So this is about a 20-minute video walking you through each of the steps. And then probably the most important part about the project is honestly how you share it. So when you get to the point where you're ready to share everything, you need to make sure that your website is published, meaning that you hit that publish button. And that also, if you update anything from the time that you hit the publish button until you submit it, you need to make sure that you hit publish again. It's like saving your progress essentially. So make sure that when you're totally done with everything, that's when you hit publish. So you also, once you do the publishing, you need to make sure that the access is changed from restricted access to anyone with the link. That's very important as well. And then all you have to do after that is to copy the proper URL and then paste it into the project submission. And that's all you have to do. If you want me to check to make sure that your link works properly, email it to me and I can check it there. I would really recommend doing that before you submit it, because otherwise, if it is not uploaded correctly, I'll be tracking you down, trying to get you, figured out and everything. I will say with my online classes, usually it doesn't happen with my in-person classes, but with my online classes, it has happened before where someone did not upload the link properly and then just didn't check back on their email or on their final grades when they noticed, a big significant point drop. And then, 2 months later comes back and is like, hey, why did I get a 0 for the project? And I'm like, well, you didn't, submit it right, so I can't see anything. Not submitting it right is pretty much just as good as not doing anything at all. So make sure that you do follow those instructions properly and that you let me know if you have any questions or concerns about that. The other thing I'm going to talk about in this video is our final exam. So if we go back to that modules folder, we go all the way to the bottom, you'll see the final exam folder is right here. So we click there. You should not see these two things right now. They'll be available to you starting on May 2nd at 4 p.m. And then they will be open until Tuesday, May 7th at 5 p.m. That is our window for taking our final exam. Part B, just as a reminder, it is made up of our previously used quiz questions. And then Part A, that is a curriculum designed part of the exam, and there is a study guide for it right here. So, it shouldn't be a problem with either of these. I really want you to prioritize the final project, but we do have to have some sort of formal final exam. So this is what that is. But again, this is all questions you've seen before in Part B, and this is all questions that you will get the answers for with the study guide. So as long as you do both of those things, then you should be in good shape. A couple other reminders. Friday is our very last day that you can submit extra credit if you want to go to a museum or a gallery that I approve of. Obviously, like the Rausch Gallery, the other gallery on the Gaston College campus in the CVA building, the Mint Museum, the Beckler Museum, the Gaston Museum of Art. Those are all great choices to make for exhibitions that you can go and see, but make sure that you do just clarify with me first. I have had a big influx of people this semester that are requesting to go to galleries that are not arts-based galleries, and that's great, but that's not what we're doing for our class specifically. It needs to be a museum that is based in visual art, not in fossils or like artifacts or things like that. So you want it to be art-based. And if you need the information for that, just go over there to the course info, go to the below the calendar, and the extra credit guidelines are right there. So you can look there and do that if you want to. So that is the only things that we have left. I am working very hard to get everything graded and back to you, and I will be reaching out if there's any concerns or problems or anything, but probably also a good idea for you guys to do some housekeeping I've got several sections of art appreciation this semester. So sometimes, if you email something to me and I say, cool, sounds good, I, oftentimes will forget to actually go and put it back in the grade book. So, you know, just check and make sure that that didn't happen to you. I think I've got everybody's stuff updated. I've, looked in my inbox a million times to make sure that I've covered all the emails. But if something doesn't look right, if like a grade looks too low or the grade is not what you thought it was supposed to be, please email me about that no later than this weekend if you can. But just take accountability of your grades, make sure everything looks okay. You're, the biggest advocate for yourself in that situation. So, just stay on top of it. Otherwise, though, this is a pretty short check-in this week, just working on the final project, doing the final exam starting on Thursday, and that'll be it. And obviously, the final project is due on Sunday at 11:59. So make sure you get that turned in no later than then. Alrighty, you guys have a great rest of your week, and I won't see you next week, but I look forward to reading your projects, and I hope you do well in the final exam.